I'm Jamie Lee. I'm the executive editor at MM+M. I'm here today with Bob Palmer, EVP and Director of Digital Innovation at Pharma Worldwide. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
What would you say is the biggest challenge when it comes to incorporating data into healthcare marketing?
Well, no surprise, it's regulatory. Big data is unstructured data. Unstructured data, by definition, is loose. You have no idea what you're going to get. And therefore, it has been considered a little bit of a wild west of the data that you're going to be collecting because it's unfiltered data. So especially when you're tapping social media, which is a large part of the ecosphere for data, you're not sure you're getting legitimate content. You're not getting legitimate information, for example. There are things such as bots, which are out there acting like people to get click-throughs for programmatic. Luckily, we've found ways to filter that sort of thing out and to guard against that. But it's mainly a fear of the regulatory issues of finding out what you don't want to find out from a HIPAA point of view. In fact, that's yesterday's news. That can be handled, but it needs to be handled correctly in the right way.
Beyond ad campaigns, how else can pharma marketers use big data?
Beyond ad campaigns, there's the research component of it. For example, everybody's talking now about patient journey and journey mapping. That generally starts with building a persona. Big data gives you a very solid way to build a persona because it can aggregate information and it can get all kinds of demographic information as far as income, education, and geographic information, and it can build a real-world profile of an average patient or average patient types for a given disease. So from a research point of view, that's very useful.
And what's next for big data in healthcare?
Programmatic is next in terms of it's being used in a tiny little way now, and it can be definitely used in a much broader context. But I believe that health insurance and claims data will become more and more part of a marketer's artillery, and EHRs collect tremendous amounts of data. So you have the Epics and the Cerners of the world and the Practice Fusions of the world who are collecting data. That data can be blinded, that data can be aggregated, and that gives you, again, a real point of care view of how patients and physicians interact, how outcomes happen and occur, what good outcomes are, what bad outcomes are, and the reasons for those outcomes. So I believe besides from a media point of view, which is mainly programmatic, I believe that the longitudinal data that comes through health insurance and through EHRs will be a real market research tool in the future.
When we're looking at programmatic in 2017, what do you think is changing that we'll see more adoption by pharmaceutical companies?
At Juice, we're very encouraged by the fact that that we don't have to just talk about cookies, because when you say cookie around a brand marketer in the pharmaceutical space, you're asking for trouble. We talk about contextual data, which is also known as page level data. And that is tracking, not an individual, but tracking a patient type or a consumer type and the type of content they're searching, what they land on, where they go from that search to the next search. And it can be very regulated in terms of you can contextually limit the destinations that people go to as you track them through their journey. This is powerful stuff. It really takes off the table many regulatory issues.
Thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me. I enjoyed talking to you.